Hey everybody, today we're going to take a look at T-Masters golf game from Herostand Games. It's a golf game, so the point is to get the lowest score possible. You've got a course with 18 holes, and to set up gameplay, you just shuffle the holes, set up your course, and you set your scorecard at 0, and you get out your dice. So let's play about 5 holes. I'm going to show you how it works and you'll pick up on it real quick. Okay, so you've got 5 scoring dice, 1 hazard die, and you roll these together, some combination of them, 3 times in what are called group rolls. When you roll them all together, it's a group roll, and you try to match 3 results to get that score on a hole. So for example, 3 birdies equals a birdie on that hole across 3 rolls. And you can, as you roll them, if you roll 1 of them, you can set it aside and bank it. Try to roll another one. When you get it, you can put it there. And after 3 rolls, if you've matched 3, you get that score. If you don't match 3, you get par or the worst score showing on these dice, whichever is worse. There's some other things. You can get penalty strokes or additional strokes from landing on or in hazards. And you can also get ways to take away strokes if you get great shots. And like any golf game, you can duff. And when you duff, that can hurt your score. So let's try it out. Okay, so here's the first hole. We're going to play flapjacks. And the way you play it, so it's a par 4. That's going to determine how many of these dice that you use. And we see here from this orange cube here, which corresponds to this guy here, the active hazard on this hole is sand. And there it is right there on the die. So how many dice do we use? Well, if we check our scorecard, we see down at the bottom here, on a par 4, we use 1, 2, 3, 4 of the scoring dice and one of our hazard die, and you see whether it's a par 3, par 4, or par 5, we always roll the hazard die and some combination of our scoring dice. So on a par 4, we're going to roll these 4 plus our hazard die. So there's our scoring dice, there's our hazard die, here's our hole. Let's play flapjacks and see how we do. All right, so my first group roll. I've got, and I'm going to set this right down here. So I end up with an eagle, 2 pars, and a bogey, and a great shot, which is a great thing. So I've got to match 3 of these to get that score. Par is pretty good. I definitely don't want a bogey. Par is pretty good. Eagle's even better. That's 2 under par. So I think I'm going to go for the eagle. Why not? So across the course of 2 more group rolls, I've got to get 2 more eagles to lock in that score. Now I got a great shot, so I've got a few options I can do with that. Right now, I could roll any one of these dice again as a bonus roll before my next group roll to see if I can get another eagle. Or if I wanted, I could use this to stop rolling this hazard die for the rest of my group rolls and possibly avoid landing on any of the hazards. But I don't think I'm going to do that because on this hole, I've only got sand as an active hazard. Some holes, as you'll see, have multiple active hazards. And in that case, if I rolled a great shot, I might want to stop rolling this die. But because I've only got sand, I'm gonna roll one of these again and see if I can get another eagle to help me out on my score. I got a birdie. So now I got a birdie, a bogey, a par, and an eagle. I think I'm going to switch out this eagle for this birdie because eagles are a bit harder to get. I've only got 2 more group rolls. So let's see how we do. Group roll number 2. Look, I got that eagle again. And I got another great shot. So, great shot can do a few things, but right now, the only thing I can do is either let me take another bonus roll or quit rolling the hazard die. But it's actually doing me some favors, so I'm going to keep rolling it. And I think I'll roll one of these dice again and see if I can get another birdie. And I got a par. So I've got 1 more group roll. I've got to match 2 to get a birdie. You know what? I'm gonna play it a little safe here. I've got 2 pars. I'm going to set those up here instead, and I'm going to try to eke out a par on this hole. So I've got one more group roll. Ooh, and I duffed. So when you duff, when you roll a duff, you lose the ability to keep one of the best dice showing. So in this case, it actually so happens that the best dice showing is a birdie. So because of this duff, I can't keep that, nor can I use it to create my score. That's my last group roll, but as luck would have it, I actually rolled that third par, so I did get a par. I never rolled sand on the hazard die, so I didn't get any penalty strokes. So on this first hole, I got a par. So if I started at 0, par is +0, so I'm actually staying at 0. So after one hole, I'm golfing even, which if I was on the course, I'd be very happy with. So that's the first hole. Let's move on. Let's try a par 5 hideaway, bit longer, 428 yards. And you see the active hazards on this hole. Got a little water down here, and the trees are kind of thin. So we've got water and wind as our active hazards. So if we roll those on the hazard dice, we're going to get some penalty strokes. So let's try it out. It's a par 5, so if we check our scorecard once again, see in a par 5, we roll all 5 of our scoring dice plus the hazard dice. So 6 dice in all. So there they are. Let's play hideaway. First group roll. Ooh, first group roll. First thing I see, we got a water penalty. +2 is going to be added to our score unless we can negate that with a great shot. So let's see what happens. So let's see what we rolled. Ooh, 2 eagles, 2 bogeys, and a birdie. Okay, well, I'm going to go for eagle. I got 2 of them. I just got to get one more. Let's see if we can pull it off. Okay, second group roll. Oh, pain. Water again. That's a +4. This water penalty plus the other one, 2 and 2, 4 penalty strokes. And I did not roll another eagle, a par and 2 bogeys with one group roll left. This is not an ideal situation by any means. Okay, last group roll. Let's see what we can pull in here. Ooh, oh man. So I duffed, which means I lose one of the best dice showing. So 1 eagle, can't keep it. So I end up with 1 eagle, 1 birdie, 1 bogey, 2 bogeys. So I don't have a 3 match of anything. And so my score is par or the worst die showing, whichever is worse. So on hideaway, a par 5 with 2 active hazards, and I apparently love that pond, I got a bogey, and I also got 2 water penalties. So I got a +1, +4 for my 2 water penalties. So just like that, I go from 0 to a +5. That's more like my usual golf game. Okay, what's next? Merlin's Way, par 3. Par 3s are usually a bit easier, but look at this. Look at this guy. Big lake, sand in the back, and thin trees. So we've got every hazard active: sand, wind, and water. It's a par 3, so we're only using 3 of our scoring dice plus our hazard dice. So let's do it. 3 group rolls. Here's the first one. Oh, rolled sand. So I've automatically got a +1. Ooh, but look, I rolled 2 birdies and an eagle. So I like those 2 birdies. If I can get a birdie, that'll counteract my sand penalty. So let's see if we can lock in that 3rd birdie and get that score. Ooh, great. Okay, so I rolled a great shot, which is always a good thing. And I got my other birdie. Now, the use of great shot that you've seen so far is that you use it to roll a die again as a bonus roll before your next group roll. But I don't need that. The other thing that a great shot can do is it can negate any hazard that you've previously penalty stroke that you've received on this hole. So if you recall, I just rolled sand and I had a +1 penalty. I'm going to use this great shot to negate that. So my +1 penalty is gone and I've got a birdie. So I actually get a -1 on this hole. So I'm back down to +4. Heading in the right direction. Okay, tough par 3, but I pulled it to my advantage. Let's see what's next. Royal Oaks. Okay, we got 2 active hazards. It's a par 4. And look up here, we got this little indicator. That is a draw fade indicator, meaning this hole has a little bit of a curve, a little dog leg to it. And so if you get a great tee shot, meaning if you get a great shot on your first group roll, you get a -1 bonus to apply to your score. So let's see if I can pull that off. All right, so we need 4 scoring dice plus our hazard die because it's a par 4. And here we go, Royal Oaks. Let's get that great shot on the first roll, and yeah, got it. So that's a -1 bonus that we can add to our final score. So let's see what else we've got. I could use this to do another bonus roll if I wanted, or I could use this to stop rolling the hazard die, but I like that -1 bonus, so I'm going to take it like that. A birdie, a bogey, and 2 pars. Let's go for the birdie. Why not? All right, second group roll. Here we go. Ooh, another great shot. And 2 eagles. Interesting. Okay, so I am going to do this. I'm going to go for the eagle, and I'm going to use this great shot to stop rolling the hazard die. I've managed to avoid the sand and the water so far, but I am going to use this great shot to pull the hazard die out of my group roll. I have 1 more group roll. I don't want to get a penalty stroke or 2. And all I got to do is roll these 2 and get 1 more eagle, and I've got an eagle. But I did not do it. So I got 2 eagles, a birdie, and a par. So I did not match 3. So in this case, I get par or the worst die showing, whichever is worse. And it so happens on this hole, par is the worst die showing, so I'm going to get a par. But as you'll recall, on my first group roll, I got a group shot, which gave me that draw fade bonus. So I got par and a -1 bonus, which is the same as a -1 or a birdie. So I went from a +4 down to a +3. Jamming. Okay, let's play one more. Rusty's Run. Another draw fade bonus for a little curve here in the hole. It's another par 4. No water this time, so we've got sand and wind. So let's see what we do there. So we've got our 4 scoring dice, our 1 hazard die. Let's tee off. Oh yeah, great shot. I get that draw fade bonus again, so I'm loving that. Let's see. I'm going to get, and I got 3 birdies. So I got 3 birdies, so I've already matched 3, plus I have a -1 bonus. So I'm going to stop right here. Got my birdie, which is a -1. I have another -1 bonus, which is essentially an eagle, a -2. And I go from a +3 down to a +1. 1 over par after 5 holes. Jamming. Excellent. Well, that's a brief introduction to Tee Masters. You can get it now online. Thanks. Have a good one.